rogue president who do not love a certain community and decide not to take any money to them through the national appropriation bill, Mr. Speaker, the only remedy that community can get is NGCDF, and I can attest to that. And before even attest to that, the way NGCDF is being administered. Mr. Speaker, many do not know that the Deputy County Commissioner is a member of NGCDF committee. The District Accountant is a mandatory signatory to the NGCDF account. We have the works officer employed by the government who must give what is called payment certificate because he's a technical person. But above all, the fund manager, who is employed by the board, is a mandatory signatory. And then the rest of the people, the composition, people living with a disability, the minority, individual coming from specific wards, end up making the NGCDF committee. Mr. Speaker, MPs are doing the oversight as per the NGCDF Act of 2015. Members of Parliament are only patrons and they do the oversight of the fund. And I can say this, it is high time this country award performing members of Parliament with a state commendation. And the MPs need to be given a lot of money for oversight, Mr. Speaker. Because what I believe, they use their vehicles and even their own time to oversight for this project, for the projects to be implemented fully. Mr. Speaker, in my constituency alone, in the last 6 years, Suna West constituency through NGCDF has started 21 public primary schools, where land is being bought, some at even 3 million. And these schools do not have 2 classrooms, some have a story classroom. For example, a deep primary, St. Albert Deep Primary, a school in a slum. NGCDF bought a land and they have done 8 classrooms which are story. Jono Kwanyo Primary, Wotogik Primary, Orubakeyo Primary. We are, through NGCDF, Suna West has started 4 girls' secondary schools. Ragana Girls, Nyangubo Girls, Wiga Girls, and the latest Maweni Girls. And for record purposes, Nyangubo Girls, a school which is in a slum, which was started by NGCDF, managed to take 85 girls to the university. Mr. Speaker, that's not a small achievement. Ragana Girls, which was started by NGCDF, when they sat for their exams, 15 girls to the university. Wiga Girls, the land was bought by NGCDF. They have 8 classrooms, administration block, laboratory, dormitory, staff quarters, water done by NGCDF. Managed to take over 20 girls to the university. Mr. Speaker, the latest achievement of NGCDF, in Suna West, there's a boy, a total orphan, which CDF paid fee from Form 1 to Form 4 up to the university, graduated on 17th at Kenyatta University with a first-class honor. These are the achievements of NGCDF. Therefore, we want to urge our colleagues who are fighting NGCDF that they are the public enemy. Let them prove to us, especially senators. The county government funds are not working. The government is taking billions of shillings to the counties. But you'll get a county doing an ECD class using 600,000. But the day of launching, they go with 50 vehicles, 100 people, and the expenditure is almost 10 million, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if I was the president today, I'll take half of the money taken to the county and give it to NGCDF. Because this is the money which can be felt across the country. And very few people are complaining about this money, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in Suna West, before NGCDF, there was no police station. Today, as we speak, we have 4 police stations, 1 in each ward. And we have 5 police posts, and even anti-stock theft done by NGCDF. We have over 6 offices of the administrators, the chiefs and assistant chiefs, done by NGCDF. Mr. Speaker, if you come to Suna West constituency today, I'm inviting you, and you were once there at Pinuji, and you realize what we did with the NGCDF through the committee of NGCDF Suna West, you can appreciate that good leadership can yield fruits, and even God is happy with the leaders who are performing to the people, because it is indicated somewhere that when you serve humanity, you serve God himself. Therefore, I want to say that the issue of land, which is very contentious here, it is high time this House legislate a law which can allow public institutions to be registered without passing through the normal process. Because sample, the 4%, it's called, there's a tax on land before it's registered, and the value is 4%, which must be paid by the institution before the land is transferred to them. Mr. Speaker, it is high time we decide if we want government lands to be registered in a government institution name, then there need to be a special way of treating such an interaction. Mr. Speaker, finally, what I want to say is that through NGCDF, there's a school in my constituency which was number 2, actually, in the entire Nyanza. That is called St. Peter's Abuao Boys Secondary School. Mr. Speaker, NGCDF Suna West is sponsoring students with 400 and 390 marks to this school, and they have never disappointed for the last 4 or so years. We managed to take over 150 students direct to the university, and majority of them were sponsored by NGCDF. Mr. Speaker, in Suna West, the day scholars who managed to get grades to join direct university, who are sponsored by NGCDF Suna West, 10,000 per student, in the last exam were 380. Mr. Speaker, that's not a small achievement. That's an achievement which needs to be appreciated. Through our education days, we managed to increase the number of girls who are in school, who are in boarding school. From before, there were only 200 and something, but now there are 2,552 girls in secondary school who are boarders in Suna West, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to urge this community, the Kenyan community, that it is high time NCDF to be part of should not be taken to court every now and then. It should form part of our constitution, like the money going to counties. The devolved unit called NGCDF should be part of our constitution. And we are happy you are the chair today, you are the speaker, and you are a few lawyers who are respected in Kenya here and internationally. Kindly, Mr. Speaker, champion so that this noble fund can be increased, and 2, the details can be enshrined in the constitution. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I know this country, everybody is not sure what will happen tomorrow. As a believer, because I go to church every now and then, I pray most often because I want to go to heaven. Nothing happens without a purpose. The Gen Z generation were brought by God himself to wake the leaders who are sleeping from the slumber. Let us start reasoning as Kenyans. Let us not start reasoning the way you were reasoning before, that this one belongs to Kenya Kwanza, this one belongs to Azimio, yet when people are being taxed, you don't only tax people of Kenya Kwanza, you tax everybody. Let equity be done. And Mr. Speaker, it is high time, let it be on record that I support 1 man, 1 shilling. But before that is done, we want tarmac which are in other areas to be done in areas where there is no tarmac. Where they are level 6, there should be level 6 in every region. For example, we, the people of Nyanza, we demand that Jaramogi Oginga Hospital should be a level 6. It is high time we be given a level 6. We have gone to Eldoret and Nairobi and other areas with our sick people for a long time. And the cost we cannot manage. Many of our people are dying. We need equity to be in this country. We want universities for all areas. Mr. Speaker, we want, when projects are done, when money is taken as a loan on behalf of this country, let those projects cut across the country so that each and every person can enjoy. For example, where I come from, there's a road from Masara to Miuru, which was started when the Prime Minister, Honorable Raila Odinga, was in charge of roads. It stalled there. There's another road going to Sori. It has stalled. There's a road in my constituency from somewhere called Kababu, Bondo, Pinyuyi, which is a very important road joining Kenya and Tanzania through Kopanga border point. And even CDF has bought land for immigration at Kopanga. That road needs to be tarmacked. Is when you are asking me to pay tax on behalf of my people and on my family, I'll not cry because I'll be seeing the fruits of my tax. Whatever we are doing today, we are doing it for them. So when they are speaking, we need to listen to them. We should not ignore them. We should not brand them that they are criminals. These are Kenyans. Criminals are in courts. Criminals are in jail. These are educated young people who are hopeless. Some graduated 10 years ago and have not been employed. They have not been employed. Some, their time to marry has come, but they have not married because they don't have money to marry. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Rashid Bedzimba.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika kunipa fursa hii na mimi kupenyeza sauti yangu. Mimi nimesimama kupongeza hazina za NGCDF kwa miradi inayofanya mashinani. Kwa ukweli miradi ya NGCDF ndio inaonekana. Kila mahali unapotembea katika maeneo bunge utaona hapo iko kibao ama kitu kinaonesha ishara kwamba hii mjengo huu umejengwa na hazina gani. Kwa ukweli shule zimejengwa nyingi ambazo hazikuwapo. Kama eneo bunge langu kabla NGCDF haijakuja ilikuwa ni shule zilizojengwa wakati wa ukoloni. Ndio zilikuwa zimesimama, tena si nyingi, moja ama mbili. Inabidi wanafunzi wanatoka wanatembea sehemu kubwa kwa kutumia miguu kwenda kutafuta elimu. Na yote hiyo imesababishwa na umaskini mkubwa, inabidi watembee kwa miguu, mchana hawezi rudi kula chakula cha mchana, anabaki shule paka jioni na njaa na pengine asubuhi hajakula. Lakini ikiwa ilipokuja NGCDF wamejenga mashule karibu na wao, inakuwa ni rahisi wao kwenda na kurudi majumbani mwao. Hata kama ni uji wapate kopo moja, warudi wapate kuwa na makini katika classroom zao ili waendeleze wapate elimu. Mheshimiwa Spika, NGCDF imekata mambo mengi sana. Kwa sababu kama ingelikuwa haiko na kuhakikishia viongozi wale ambao wanawakilisha katika sehemu hizo, ingewabidi wao waende wakalalamike, mtukufu rais, Mheshimiwa Rais, niko chini ya miguu yako. Ijumaa mosi badala kwenda kuhudumia watu wataenda milango ya Ikulu. Njoo nijengee classroom 2, njoo nijengee hivi. Ile imesaidia kwamba hakuna mtu anakanyaga katika ofisi za hawa viongozi, ama hakuna mtu anakwenda kwa Ikulu na anapata nafasi ya kusema ukweli yale mambo yaliyoko. Kama kuna makosa anasema wewe, hata kama waongoza umekosea, kwa sababu anajua miradi ile inaendelea bila ya kwamba unaenda kuomba. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Spika, ni kwamba hata wale ambao wanasema kwamba iondolewe, hao mimi naweza kuwaita kiupande wengine ni kama wivu ama uchawi ama mwanga huyo mtu. Kwa sababu wewe unaongoza watu na wale watu wanasaidika, wanapata basari pale, wanaenda kulipa shule, wanapata pesa za kujifundisha ujuzi, wanapata fedha pale za kuweza kuwasaidia wale ambao wanaishi na ulemavu, wanalipiwa fees. Wewe kazi yako ni kupongeza kwamba wale watu unawakilisha wanapata msaada. Ikiwezekana wewe tafuta mbinu ya wale watu waendelee kupata, wewe unarudi unasema ondoeni kabisa. Hiyo ni uchawi. Hiyo ni uchawi, kwa sababu wewe unataka kuongoza watu gani? Kule chini kuna matatizo mengi sana. Na haya ndio watu kiwa una jambo hulitaki wewe, nenda kufanye public participation. Waulize wale wananchi kule chini, je, mnahitaji hili jambo liendelee? Badala kuja wetu kuamua katika ofisi moja, ama wewe unajitosheleza, unasema kata hii. Halafu hayo ndio analeta matatizo kama haya juzi ambayo yametokea. Kwa sababu taifa linapelekwa na sheria. Kwa hivyo wewe hata kama una uwezo, una mbinu na hikma kuingia mahakamani kuharibu, lakini kwanza waulize wale wananchi, je, hili jambo nyinyi mnalihitaji? Na hata wao ndugu hao wa county government governors na ile miradi ama fedha walizo nazo, mimi sina shida na wao kutoa basari, kwa sababu zile basari watatoa wao na ile ambayo imetoa na NGCDF yote anapewa mwananchi. Ni vizuri kama ile itasaidia mwananchi aweze kumaliza masomo bila kero. Watu wetu wana kero, kuna shida. Kwa hivyo ile fedha lazima waiangalie, inaonekana, inaguswa, na hata kama mtu haoni ukimpeleka atashika. Lakini kuna vitu ambavyo havionekani. Fedha nyingi watu wamepata, lakini hakuna miradi hiyo yao inaonekana. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi nimesimama kusema kwamba NGCDF imesaidia na iendelee kusaidia, kwa sababu inaupa umakini wale viongozi. Hakuna mtu tutampigia magoti, tutahakikisha kwamba watu wetu wanapata usawa na hali zilivyo. Ikiwezekana miradi hii NGCDF imekatwa mengi. Kuna vitu kama security light, unaambiwa hiyo usifanye. Borehole, unaambiwa hiyo usifanye. Unakuta unajenga shule, umemaliza, unaambiwa usijenge borehole, si kazi yako. Sasa ile shule inakaa bila maji kwa sababu ya mambo tu madogo madogo. Kwa hivyo iwekwe wazi, kwa sababu ni hazina ambazo inakaguliwa na inasaidia mwananchi. Kwa hivyo mtu asiwe na nia ya kwamba yeye aikate ati kwa sababu tunasema tunataka kupunguza matumizi. Na kama ni kupunguza matumizi, kama yale ambayo tumezungumza, kuna National Assembly hapa na kuna Senate. Wacha ivunjwe Senate, sote tuje hapa tungangane ili tusave ile pesa. Kama wewe unataka kusimamia mradi huo. Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi nimesimama kuunga mkono NGCDF iendelee. Asante sana.
Asante. Nilikuwa nimesema ni mjumbe Timothy Toroitich aseme.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me an opportunity to contribute on this very important report. Honorable Speaker, I stand to comment, particularly on the issue of NGCDF. Honorable Speaker, what has made NGCDF work in this country? That it is a fund that can be felt, it can be touched, is because of its design and architecture. Honorable Speaker, the way CDF has been implemented, the design of CDF has made it work in this country. Honorable Speaker, if you look at the management of CDF, a very lean management headed by the fund manager, and the staff of the fund are limited to a certain number. It should be 9. We have a lean committee, a lean board, which is provided for under the CDF and the CDF Act. Honorable Speaker, there is nowhere, especially after the recent amendments, that a member of parliament plays any role in the management of the CDF funds. Honorable Speaker, the cardinal role of a member of parliament remains to be legislation, representation, and oversight, even in the CDF fund. Initially, we had the COC, but it was removed so that we remain to exercise our constitutional role, which is legislation, oversight, and representation. Honorable Speaker, we don't need to teach anyone in this country that CDF has benefited immensely to the development in terms of infrastructure in this country. Honorable Speaker, you cannot, for any reason, compare CDF with the devolved funds. Honorable Speaker, I have made a case severally that as a country, we need to sit down and relook at the design and the architecture of devolution in this country. Honorable Speaker, the devolution. It is a system that it seems was not well thought out. It is a system that we rushed into. Because, Honorable Speaker, if you ask me, the lowest or the level or where devolution should be done in this country is at the constituency level. Because those are funds that can be touched, they can be felt by the people by the people of this country. That's why, Honorable Speaker, you see certain busybodies going to the courts to challenge CDF. And as a House, and I agree with Honorable Elachi who spoke here very well, that going forward in this House, we must speak in one mind. We must have a bipartisan approach to issues and agree on a matter like CDF. We anchor it in the Constitution once and for all. So, Honorable Speaker, we clothe it under the Constitution of this country so that no one will challenge the same for being unconstitutional. Honorable Speaker, we support CDF, not because we just want to support or we love CDF. We support CDF as members of this House because we've seen the value of CDF in terms of development as compared to other funds that are channeled to the county governments or to other areas in this country. Honorable Speaker, if as a member of Parliament, in fact, I've asked myself, what will I stand to lose if CDF is taken away and I remain in this House and just do legislation, oversight, and representation? Honorable Speaker, we will lose a lot because, in a way, these are funds that have been used at the constituency level, and we have seen the benefits of devolution. So, Honorable Speaker, of CDF funds. So that's all, Honorable Speaker. There is no reason for us to delay in anchoring CDF, GAF, under the Constitution of this great Republic of Kenya. Honorable Speaker, we can do it in a bipartisan manner. As I finalize, Honorable Speaker, there is an issue to do with land. We've had a lot of challenges in terms of purchase of land to construct structures for CDF. Some of us come from constituencies where adjudication has not been concluded, and therefore we do not have title deeds. Some areas in our constituencies. Honorable Speaker, we need to sit down and maybe come up with a regulation so that if, for example, a matter is in court, it is under a succession, and there is urgency in purchasing land because the right to education cannot be postponed in this country. There's a section where you want to build classrooms in an institution and you don't have land. We have to come up with a regulation, or even the board can sit on its own motion and develop a framework in which we can be able to acquire land where there is no title deed.